Long lost cities found. Strange objects located on the ocean floor. Long lost ships newly discovered. And strange creatures that live among us. Does this man know the secret to the Bermuda Triangle?
My name is Bob Baxter. I first met Dr. Udell Vance in the summer of 1989 off the coast of Bimini. I had been on a Rhodes Scholarship to study under him. At that time, he was the top paleomagnetic halosphere scientist in the world. Then he disappeared. I had forgotten about Dr. Vance until a good friend of mine that I'm just going to refer to as John called me and told me about his attempt to write Dr. Vance's biography. Apparently, Dr. Vance had been located in Cuba. John decided to join Dr. Vance's team that was on a new quest to solve the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle, a mystery cloaked in skepticism that could make or break Dr. Vance's career. But why was he in Cuba, and what was he thinking? I wanted to talk to John, but lost contact with him for over a year. I discovered his tapes later on before I decided to make this film.
So, Dr. Vance, when did you first discover the pillars of Popeye?
It was in 1999 on my first voyage here. I wasn't sure what it was. It looked somewhat new. So I went out to investigate, hop around, see what's going on.
And what gave you the idea to name them the pillars of Popeye?
Well, I want to try to find a correlation between the magnetic fields of these pillars. It's strange how it happens. It expands from 3 to 6, far out, with the Bermuda Triangle. We believe, my scientists and I believe, that there is a correlation between the magnetic poles. Have you heard that the Bermuda Triangle, there's tales that people go there and they disappear? Why? Why could they disappear?
Right. Yeah, I've heard all kinds of speculation.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
I'm a professor of modern polarization in the magnetic fields. I believe there's a correlation.
Okay.
Simple as that. I've been out exploring the last 3 days. I took a video photographer with me.
Really?
I can't. What happens? What I see one day, I might not see the next day.
Yeah.
I'm looking for scientific proof. I was diving out there today,
Mm-hmm.
and my compass started doing what it does in the Bermuda Triangle,
Wow.
and I wasn't sure what was going on.
That must have been pretty scary, though.
No, because I
Use
knew
your
it was
navigation.
a farce.
Oh.
Something, malfunction.
Right.
It wasn't a magnetic field. I wasn't pulled out into space or anything, or to the surface.
Right.
It's a malfunction.
Okay.
I went and got a new compass. I came back. That one was fine.
Huh.
That's how I prove if it's right or wrong.
Okay.
Now, if I went back out there with a second compass, and that happened again,
Right.
I would fly to Bermuda tomorrow and see if the magnetic field is in that path. And if it did the same thing, my theory is proved.
I've seen, or read, I guess, rather, some information that you published about the arch of the magnetic field in some different hot spots. Are these some of the places that you're studying here on this island?
I don't want to divulge all of my publications at this time. You know, a lot of people think I'm a crackpot, figuratively speaking. I don't smoke crack or anything like that.
Right, yeah.
But I will disclose when I have proof. I entice people with my writings and my theories. There's other professors and people that try to do the same thing as I do.
Right.
And behind my back or behind the scenes, they're always trying to copy me. That's why I am in disguise today.
Oh, okay.
I am in disguise.
The mysterious videos I discovered from when John had left shows top scientists in the field with Dr. Vance. Upon review, I noticed I recognized that with Dr. Vance here is Dr. Du Pao Ling, the top Chinese ufologist, and Dr. Susan Robinson of the University of North Kingstown. And with them, I should say, with this video, the strange set of pillars that Dr. Vance alluded to in his interview with John. Looking at the videos, I couldn't tell what these things were. The so-called pillars seemed to be of an unknown origin. I searched the records to try and find something that looked similar, yet nothing was there. These strange pillars, after long and thoughtful debate, looked more like legs of a giant alien spacecraft. This may be the reason why a top ufologist was the debris scattered upon the ground also leads credence to a disastrous ending to the ship, an alien ship. The body parts still floating in the sea. The strange shape and size of these pillars make it all the more apparent that no human being could ever have built this. Amazing. And then I noticed on the film that Dr. Lao Ming Dong swam off to inspect the debris field. Close-ups of what we see here can only confirm the fact that these things are not capable of being made by modern technology. Not today, probably not for the next 100 years. It's these videos that I found in John's paperwork and his efforts type biography, Dr. Udell Vance, that has led me to make this film. This strange. What is this? Is this the hand of a long dead alien?
Before we wrap things up today, I do have one more question. Have you had any recent discoveries of missing or supposed ships that have been sucked into these magnetic fields and never heard from it?
Yes, I was on a site yesterday, midday, and I came across the Maria del Sol, and it was a freighter.
Yeah?
Yeah, long ship. I think that might be possible one that went down. I met with the historian on the island today, and he claims that there is no ship down there. I've proved that already, that there is.
Mhm.
As I was swimming, checking out the different artifacts of the ship, I came across a second wreck, a tugboat.
Mhm.
Now the tugboat and the freighter go hand in hand. In shallow water, when we're in shallow water, this was depth of maybe 70 feet at the most,
Mhm.
2.5 meters at tops. Why would a freighter have a tugboat if it wasn't being pulled or maneuvered through the shallows?
Right.
Tugboat operator, the captain, is lost, gone. No one knows where and when this occurred. Now the growth on these two ships, I would say correlate with 1999.
Okay.
It's about 13 years worth of coral heads, new growth. Now what's really amazing is the stingrays that also are linked to the magnetic field
Mhm.
are abundant in this area. All over.
Wow.
Are you a diver?
I am actually, yeah.
How many times do you see stingrays?
Depending on the sites, sometimes more than not. And I haven't had the opportunity, as you have, to dive these wrecks that you found to witness the stingray population, but yeah, I've seen how they vary.
I'd invite you with me tomorrow morning if you'd like, so you could see these. They have different large rays, smaller rays, and they seem to be southern stingrays. Bermuda has a large population of southern stingrays.
Is that because it's in the
Proximity of southern Florida,
Okay.
through the Gulf Stream.
Mm-hmm.
You get about 120 miles out from the North Carolina coast,
Mm-hmm.
and they seem to just get pulled out that way, towards the Bermuda Triangle.
Okay.
Now, that would be a whole completely different thesis that I'll study at another time. First, I'd have to determine if the pillars of the pier and these wrecks have anything to do with the magnetic field and the demise of the old pier and these wrecks.
The pillars of Popeye, as you call
The
it.
pillars of Popeye, yes. That's what I'm up to.
Dr. Vance's team also noticed on the seafloor surrounding this debris field these small pyramid-like structures that resembled, uncannily, pyramids of Giza, of Egypt. It's unquestioned now that scientists truly believe that the pyramids of Giza were built by aliens, that no way could the ancient Egyptians have built these great monuments. That being said, Udell Vance seems to be curious about these pyramid-like structures, as does Dr. Wuling Dong of China. Aliens building the Great Pyramids, a huge alien wreck at the bottom of our ocean, and now what looks like fish building pyramids of their own. Dr. Udell Vance video seemed to lead to the conclusion that he was curious about these pyramids and about the fish that built them.
Because if this theory is proved, might be able to help the folks of Bermuda
Yeah.
save their island.
Right. It could, if
That's all I'm
anything, they
into.
could get some
That's
closure.
all I want to do, closure, yeah.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, we've lost ships, planes,
Right.
Sailing vessels, families, dogs and cats,
Yeah.
anything that walks has been gone, taken.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, good work, Doctor. Good work.
Thank you, thank you. I'll continue to move forward.
Excellent.
But who is Dr. Vance? Among the strange things I found in John's portfolio were these strange videos of Dr. Vance seemingly taking a group of people through a forest, a rainforest. Now, through metadata, I've just located that this forest is actually in Cuba. These people were all Americans illegally there, including John. But more curious were the photographs that John left that seemed to show Dr. Udell Vance at a heavy water nuclear reactor. It's well known that Mr. Vance had interests in developing nuclear weapons. Could this have been why he was at Cuba for all these years? It wasn't his goal to develop a nuclear weapon for Cuba, but it may have been his way to find funding so he could do his research in the Bermuda Triangle. These strange photos also seem to lead one to believe that possibly Mr. Vance, Dr. Udell Vance, was a Russian spy, as he's seen sitting here with Igor Savinsky.